Hi, I'm Jennifer Hatfield, a museum educator at Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, and this is part of your Actions Speak Louder Than Words Museum Classroom Kit. In this segment, we will be looking at Mischief, Indian Land series by Jean Quick-to-See Smith. As we look together, it will be helpful for you to have a paper and something to write with as you respond to prompts in the video. Please pause the video and get those things now if you need to. This video is jam-packed with fun information and activities, so feel free to pause or rewind the video at any time as you need to. Before we get started discussing this work of art, let's take a few moments to let our eyes wander all over it to gather useful details. It might be hard to tell from this image, but this work by Jean Quick-to-See Smith is 5 feet tall and almost 3.5 feet wide, so it's pretty big, and she packs a lot of small details into such a big work. So to help us look, we're going to do a looking exercise. On your sheet of paper, just number 1 through 5, and then write down 5 things that you notice in the artwork. It can be as easy as colors, shapes, just anything that you notice. You can pause the video as you write. Now, some of the things you noticed may have been the colorful paint. Her bright brushstrokes are similar to the abstract brushwork of artists from the 1940s and 50s. Or maybe you saw the bright red and it reminded you of dripping blood. Great work finding shapes, objects, colors, whatever you wrote down. Now, we are going to look a little bit closer. Number your paper 1 through 5 again, and this time you will look a little closer to write down 5 more things that you did not see the first time. And I encourage you to not only pause the video as you do this, but also zoom in or pinch in on the artwork to get a closer look at some of those details that the artist has layered on. You can take that time now. Did you notice shapes or symbols? Maybe you saw printed words and pictures that came from newspapers or magazines. Or maybe you saw references to real or stereotyped Native Americans. The artist collages together these newspaper clippings and images of American Indians to spark a conversation about some of the destruction to her Native American culture, livelihood, and environment. By including the image of the Native American cartoon at the top right corner, she is showing the audience one of the many ways that advertisers have used stereotypical images of Native Americans to sell products. That stereotype, and others like it, and its oversimplified image or idea of a person, is one of the ways that has contributed to the destruction of Native American culture. Thinking about images of stereotypes and their harmful impact on a person or culture is something that Jean Quick-to-See Smith incorporates often into her artwork. And she often does this using humor. She has been described as a communicator, letting her artwork speak and inform, transform and interpret reality. Much like a political cartoon might first catch our attention with humor, before giving us an opinion or statement to think about, Quick-to-See Smith's work reveals itself in similar ways. At first glance, the colors, lines, and shapes of the painting show a vibrant painting with lots of activity in the brushstrokes. But on closer examination, some of the collage spaces reveal hidden images. Those snippets, taken from printed works and media, which are the core of knowledge and information in today's world, make us re-examine the power of words and possibly even resulting actions. Thank you for joining this close-looking activity in your Actions Speak Louder Than Words Museum Classroom Kit. Next, you can join artist Kenya Christian as she shares an art-making activity with you.
Hi everyone, I'm Kenya. I'm a guest community artist.
So the theme of our kit is actions speak louder than words. And I'm just curious, like what that phrase, you hear that term thrown out a lot and people use it, but I'm just curious like what that means to you.
Well, we have a lot of people who are saying they want to support and uplift, specifically Black voices, Black businesses, Black people in general, just having that equity in open spaces. But what do the actions show? So we can say something or give lip service to something, but then do we follow through? And it could be something as simple as saying to your child, hey, let's make cookies, let's have this cookie party in the afternoon, and it's going to be great. But then did you go buy the ingredients to make it happen? Did you sit down with your kid and did you make the cookies? Did you actually have that cookie party? So you can say it and you can want to believe that you're going to do it, but then do you follow through? What are your actions showing?
Absolutely. And kind of that hollowness, right? Like this time of year, we make a lot of resolutions and improvement, but right, like if you don't make out that game plan or that way to achieve it, then it's just kind of those hollow words. So yeah, that really having the substance behind it. And I love that example of the ingredients, right? Like you don't just you have to put in the time and effort. You have to think about what you need for that, and it requires thought and energy and time, right? Like a cake just doesn't appear, so you have to put all that in. I think that's a great, way to think about it and put that um, into an understandable way.
Right. Intentions of the heart don't actually become that hard act until it's acted out, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I know that you've talked about, so in the projects that you designed for us, using the paint, you picked some metallic paints, and you mentioned that a lot of your work, you incorporate metallics and specifically gold. And so I was really curious about your choice for that.
So I like using metallics because just their light quality. So the way they reflect light. Maybe some artists may look at that as a cheap way of of using light, but I love it, and I like the way it lays over other colors,
Oh
and it
yeah.
enhances, right, and it enhances certain areas of the artwork that I want to bring attention to, that I want the viewer to look at, and maybe the way they walk past it, they see something, it kind of shifts shape or shifts their focus, mental focus on the artwork. At certain times of day, if it gets natural light, you may see things of the artwork that you didn't see the night before. And it just continues to, it's like layers of an onion. You're just kind of pulling back until you get to the whole thing and you see what it is. And that's why I like to use metallics, and specifically using gold when I am focusing on Black art, meaning where I'm drawing figures that represent life that I know as a Black woman. I feel like we're golden, right? Our skin glistens and reflects light like nothing else. And our hair is gravity defying. And I like to highlight that in gold and adorn it in that way. And so that's kind of why I use gold specifically, but I use other
I
metallics.
love that.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
great.
that. And I mean, yeah, definitely that explanation of, we think about like sculptures and how the light changes and you can see different things. But I love how you're taking something two dimensional and really letting light play with it throughout the day. And I love your calling attention to Black skin. I think we talk about it in the work of Kerry James Marshall, of having Black so that you notice, the characters and the figures. And just another way that you've made us highlight and really look at these figures and in your works and stuff. I think that's that way of highlighting and drawing attention and then just really giving those layers on the skin. I think that's so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for watching. Now, please feel free to go to the art making video that is related to Actions Speak Louder Than Words. Remember to keep in mind what you have learned here as you have fun making some interesting and wonderful art.